few people know is that the body's natural hormones are far more powerful than drugs. They can even alter the expression of our genes. And when you have good hormonal control, this leads to experiencing the very highest capacity for human health. Your body contains more than 100 different kinds of hormones, and these amazing powerhouses pour into your bloodstream and supply your body with literally thousands of billions of units each day. When they're in good balance, they help control heartbeat. They encourage good sleep and they manage blood pressure and maintain strong, firm muscles and lubricate your joints. They even build good bones. Of course, they influence the menstrual cycle as well as countering stress, relieving depression, and preventing fatigue. They can even help protect you from infections and allergic reactions. However, knowledge about what the body's natural hormones offer and how important they are for high-level health has long been marginalized and hidden from popular view by information that is largely controlled by the pharmaceutical corporations. In last week's sacred video, I introduced you to bioidentical hormones. We examined how the body's natural hormone levels decrease with age and what effect this has upon our vitality and what can be done to counter it. Now, let's look a little deeper into the wonderful mysteries of bioidentical hormones, where they come from, and how, with guidance from a practitioner that's well-versed in their use, they can be used to restore strength and balance to your body regardless of your age. Yeah, really. We will also begin to explore how they can help improve all sorts of chronic ailments, including thyroid issues, menstrual problems, fibromyalgia, PMS, autoimmune disorders, and heart disease. And there's a lot more to come. But first, let me share with you some information about a huge health study identifying the failure of conventional HRT, which opened the doors to exploring natural bioidentical hormones. And that was not long ago. A randomized, placebo-controlled study conducted by the Women's Health Initiative, sometimes called WHI, involved 40 large medical centers in the United States and 16,608 women. It was designed to find out the benefits and the risks of using conventional hormone replacement. Half of the women in the study were given HRT in the form of Provera and Premarin, in other words, and the other half received no active drugs, only a placebo. Researchers wanted to find out if there would be increases or decreases in heart disease, stroke, cancer, hip fractures, and death due to any cause. The study was put together and intended to last for 8.5 years, but what happened was amazing. Researchers were forced to halt it at 5.5 years. Why? Well, because it became evident that the overall risks of giving conventional HRT far outweighed the overall benefits, and it would have been completely irresponsible for them to continue the study. For example, they discovered that there was a 29% increase in coronary heart disease in women given conventional HRT, a 41% increase in the incidence of stroke, and an incredible 2,100% increase in pulmonary embolism, that is, blood clots in the lungs. Women in the synthetic HRT group also experienced a surprising 26% increase in their risk of breast cancer. In short, results from the WHI showed that the use of conventional hormones could seriously harm the body. This outcome rang a death knell for synthetic pharmaceutical drugs, which have been aggressively promoted for 30 years and are still being aggressively promoted. It also helped vindicate the doctors who are well trained in the use of natural, bioidentical hormones rather than their synthetic counterparts. Here's the bottom line. Natural hormones are not only safer in the hands of practitioners who are knowledgeable on how to prescribe them, but also far more effective. This is why they are on their way, slowly but surely, to becoming a first choice in the treatment of patients who have need of hormonal help. Okay, now let's take a quick look at some of your body's major hormone glands and the natural hormones that they produce. Now, if some of the names seem foreign to you, don't worry. In the next couple of videos, they will become familiar. Here are some of your most important glands and a sampling of some of the natural hormones that they make. Your brain. Your brain makes three very important natural hormones: DHEA, pregnenolone, and ACTH. Also, the brain makes human growth hormone, TSH, and ACTH, while the posterior of your pituitary gland produces another very important natural hormone named vasopressin. Your pineal gland, again in the brain, is where your body makes melatonin. And this, is, of course, is your pineal gland is where your body makes melatonin, a hormone infinitely valuable for good sleep, but it also helps protect your body from premature aging. Your thyroid gland, in the throat area, is where vital thyroid hormones are made, which are so important for metabolism all over your body. Your adrenal glands make DHEA as well, pregnenolone, cortisol, and aldosterone. In women, ovaries make estrogens and progesterone, in addition to some androgens. These are male hormones, but they're equally important to a woman. And in men, their testes produce testosterone, which of course is a hormone absolutely vital for men to be men, but in smaller quantities, equally essential, believe it or not, to every female body. Okay, now in the earlier part of our lives, provided we've been eating well and looking after ourselves, we can enjoy hormonal abundance. Then, bit by bit, each one of us experiences some degree of glandular deterioration. And with it comes an inevitable decrease in hormone secretions. There are other factors, of course, involved that influence this degenerative process as well. For example, we now live in an increasingly polluted environment, and these things can cause a buildup in our glands, which causes damage to them. Now, our blood vessels, in which hormones are carried all over the body, can also gradually deteriorate. Blood circulation becomes more problematic. Instead of oxygen and nutrients being delivered in a steady stream, they begin to arrive drop by drop, and this deprives our glands of what they need to function well. So can infections, by the way, and the presence of parasites, bacteria, and other microbes in our bodies. But you know what? Probably the most important cause of decreased natural hormone production is the inevitable aging that takes place in the glands themselves. For young people who are in optimal health of, say, between 18 and 28 for women and 21 and 34 in men, hormone levels can benefit from being regularly monitored. Most of us begin to accumulate more obvious shifts in hormone levels between 35 and 45, and this is a great time to begin testing levels of all the natural hormones in your body in order to find out where in your glandular system the hormones being made are no longer at optimal levels. This can be done with blood tests and 24-hour urine tests. And with the help of a health practitioner who is well trained in the use of bioidenticals, they can be used to support your glands and enhance the levels of your natural hormones so you're able to live at the highest level of well-being possible for you. You know, there are all sorts of things that can place extreme stress on the glands and cause a drop in natural hormone production. Overeating is one of them. So is the regular consumption of alcohol and drug use and smoking and intense athletics in training, illness, infections, and even exposure to pollution. You see, these things place enormous strain on the body, which makes it susceptible to poor hormone production. Next week, we'll look deeper into the body's natural hormone system and find out how important it is when correcting hormonal imbalance not to try doing this using only a single bioidentical hormone. It's important, you see, to use physiologic doses of several natural hormones. This way, your body will not cause a gland or several glands to cease producing hormones naturally. You know what? Learning this stuff can be a lot of fun. It can also be life-changing when, after following a well-conceived program, you discover that it's brought you to a place where you actually look and feel a good 20 to even 30 years younger.